Not gonna make you wait. I highly recommend it, and I would buy this if you're in the market for a smartwatch.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
This is Influence. If you're new here, think about looking around, staying. You know, I do tech, I do a bunch of stuff. I do Transformers a lot, collectibles, anything that I'm interested in, hence the name. So today I have the full review of the TicWatch Pro 3 GPS version. Now they have two different versions. They have the GPS and they have the LTE version, where it's a standalone phone, essentially. This is Wear OS, and it's Google. This time it's not Android, but it's basically the same. You know, Google took over, and it's Wear OS by Google now. One of the reasons I looked at this watch is because I like Wear OS. And mind you, any of the flickering is because of the screen, the LCD screen. Like, you can see the lines in the camera. You can't see that in person. And one of the reasons I got this is because it's Wear. I like Wear as an operating system. It had a few downfalls that this watch takes care of. And that's one of the reasons it's great. Like I said, I highly recommend this watch, and now I will let you know why. First, let's go through some of the specs. So basically, it's a 48 millimeter watch. I'm sure they're measuring it's 47 this way and 48 with the, you know, maybe with the band, with the extra over here, and it's 12.2 millimeters thickness. So it's not that bad. It's thick. That's the speaker. Let me take it off of the stand. I will talk about this later. Links in the description for that plug. So you have all your sensors back here. You have the charging port. I have the band that came on it, but you can change the bands. We'll get into that as well. All the sensors. You got the two buttons. Hold this down. You can change this button a little bit. Right now I have it to measure my heart rate, but you can change it to whatever you want, basically. This button, on the other hand, is like your home button, and you can hold it down for your Google Assistant, which is another plus. I have a connected house, so a lot of my stuff is connected. It does, look at this. So a lot of my stuff is connected, and that's a great feature. I love using this like James Bond. The GPS version is 41 grams. It's not heavy at all to me. It's 1.4 inch Retina emerald screen, which is 454 times 454 FSTN display. And it's a pretty clear display. You can see, you can change watch faces. I use Facer. That's another plus of having Android or having Wear, but it basically is Android, and it has a lot of apps. Like Galaxy Watch is probably the best watch on the market. Now, I'm not going to compare these to the Apple Watch because it's not, they're different. They're different pieces of tech. I don't really like the Apple Watch, but if you use the Apple Watch, this is somewhat different, and the Apple Watch is different from this. If you use this, if you used any Android watch or Galaxy Watch, you pretty much know what to expect here, but there's a lot of pluses. So let's get on with the with more of the specs. This is considered shadow black, if you can see, and it is. It looks like my car. The thing is silicone, the strap, silicone, and it's a 22 millimeter strap. It does have quick release, and you can buy other straps. I use my Huawei. I had a Huawei strap, metal strap that I put on here. But I like the strap better because the silicone is better when you're working out. So that's great. The chipset is Qualcomm Snapdragon Wear 4100. And I think this is the first watch that actually used that chipset. It's 1 gigabyte of RAM and 8 gigabytes of ROM. I don't really need too much. It doesn't lag. It lags a little bit at times, but It's nothing crazy. Like, I haven't seen any crazy lag. Now you have a battery life, the smart, and we'll get into all that. Smart mode, they claim you get up to 72 hours. And essential mode, you can get up to 45 days, which is crazy. Now, I haven't tried it. I've heavy usage. I've had heavy usage, and we'll get into the battery life. The battery is actually 577 milliamp hours. So I mean, it's okay. It's got NFC. It's got built-in GPS. Has a speaker, mic. It vibrating. It has a heart rate sensor, accelerator, a built-in gyroscope, of course. Ambient light sensors. Has a altimeter built in. And it's IP68, which is water and dust resistant, and they claim you can swim with it in a pool if you're timing yourself. Chargers here in its own, it's their own design, which is a negative. So let's get to the negative. Like start off with the bad stuff so you know right away what to expect. Charger 1 is bad. There's no wireless charging, and you have to use their charger. I don't like that as much. So it is magnetic, where you don't have to search for it. You just get it close and it goes where it's supposed to go. Almost 99% of the time. It'll go almost without doing anything. Like, it's no effort at all to get it where it needs to go. Now, I bought this charger. Just plug in. Well, it has a USB. It plugs in. It just basic. It has the magnet here, so it can attract it, and it does the same thing. It's basically their charger on a little stand. So I just throw it on there. Doesn't come off. It goes on there 100% of the time. Probably the only negative about this charger is the sound it makes at night. You know, my lady's sleeping, and I come in the room and put it on the charger, and it's kind of loud. So it may wake up people that, if they don't sleep soundly. So that's the negative to me, the charger. There should be wirelessly charged at this price point, really. Or at least something that's not like the Motorola watch was wirelessly charged, where you just put it, and also the Galaxy watch is wireless charged, but that's Tizen. That's a different operating system. That's the other negative, no wireless charge. It lags at times, sometimes. Can be a negative. It's not terrible. I'm trying to see if I can show you. Say when I'm picking a watch, sometimes it's hard to hit that. So on Facer, you hit that and you should go, you see, it did it just now. You should go to the settings. Sometimes it's hard because I think it feels like that and that could be the sensitivity of the screen, why it's hard. You hit that button, and if you're not like right on it, see, it's doing it. This is probably the biggest negative of the touchscreen. It seems really sensitive, and it seems like that's the problem. And there you go. So now when you do that, you're okay. So now you're into Faces. Let's go to my frequently used Faces. Now, Facer is a great app. If you do get this watch, you can go to Facer and figure that out. I may do not a review, but maybe a tutorial on Facer. Really, that's the biggest negatives I've found. It's not anything else, is just minimal to me. So let's get to the positives. Positives again. Did I say battery life was a negative? Battery life is a negative depending on your expectations. I've had watches where I had to charge, where I didn't even get a whole day. So this is great. I get 2 days of heavy usage where I don't have to charge it every night, but I charge it every night anyway. It's not a big deal for me because I'm mostly near a charger most of the time. Now, I haven't ran into anywhere. If you take overnight flights or take long flights, I mean, I know the world being what it is now, it's not that many. It's not that many people traveling. But, well, relatively speaking. So if you have a 14-hour flight, you don't have to worry about this getting to a wall plug. Like, it's going to last the whole 14 hours, even if you didn't charge it the day before. I do like that. Now, some people have an expectation. They feel like this is a 2 days isn't enough. For me, it's enough, but that's for you to decide. That's why I put it as a negative, but not really. For me, it's great. Now you have essential mode. It actually has 2 screens. Just build. It has this bezel. The bezel doesn't move. I do love the Galaxy Watch because of their moving bezel. That's one of the greatest features I think any smartwatch has ever had, was a navigation through the moving bezel. Now this bezel doesn't move at all, not even for show. It's fine with me. I have other watches where the bezel moves. I don't need it. But it does have 2 screens. It has an essential screen. Now the essential screen, pick the wrong thing. You go down. When you go down, you can, it also has Wi-Fi. I don't know if I said that in the specs. I kind of sometimes think that's a given, but it may not be if you're new to smartwatches. So you go to the settings. See, I don't really have trouble. I was hitting the other button, but I don't really have trouble with that. If your fingers are super big, you may have trouble navigating the screen. But go to system. I still don't know where stuff is. Yeah, system. So you go to essential mode. Now I'm gonna have to restart it. But you put essential mode, it tells you essential mode extends the battery life greatly, which is billed for 45 days, I believe. Now, when you put it in essential mode, you're gonna get this. It's basically a watch. It's not a smartwatch anymore. It's basically a digital watch. You get your steps. You get your, I got pretty good steps in. You get your steps. I'm not sure if you get any alerts. You may get alerts, but they don't tell you. You got the battery life symbol. Now I had this on all day today in heavy usage, so that's why it has that battery. Like, it's 1 bar, but it's 1 bar considering. So you get this essential type of screen that's just like blacked out. It's like a regular digital. I've never used this, by the way. So I just was, it's not a watch. It's just like the light. You hit the light and that's it. Let me see what this does. Does this do anything? Yeah. See, you can still use your heart rate monitor and that's it. And I think that's a cool thing. Have your sensors. Yeah, your sensors are going in the back for your heart rate because I just pushed the button. You push it again and I assume it goes off. But then to get it out of this mode, and you can't get it out of this mode unless you reboot it. You just got to hold this down and then it'll reboot. And there you go. Now it's rebooting back into the regular watch. I think that's a great feature. It helps because if you're down low, and you really need to keep the watch on for whatever reason, and you just need a watch, you can just hit that essential mode. Now, theater mode, we'll get in theater mode after this boots it back up. Now, theater mode, it silences it and turns it black. You go down. I love that you can get the theater mode quick. I always put my watch in theater mode. I like putting the watch in theater mode when I don't want to be disturbed. It won't light up. Say you're in a dark movie theater. Again, with the world being the way it is, there's not a lot of movie theater going. Even though I miss it like crazy, hit that theater mode and it blacks it out. But then you get this screen again. But this time you can't light it up because as soon as you push a button, it goes back to normal. So that's just it's basically do not disturb, and you get this little black screen, which is a second screen, and it's just a regular screen. It's just there. So you can see the time, you see your steps, and that's about it. See the battery life, and that's it. Then you push this to come out of it, and you go back to normal. So that helps a lot. That saves a lot if you're on the go. You got tilt. tilt the wake. You can set that, you can unset it. So let's, no, I'll leave it on here. So you go into your settings and then you have your display. Now I got brightness, I have it on bright. And I have it on adaptive brightness, but normally I have that off and I just leave it on 5. Let me see. So yeah, normally I'll just leave that on 5 and then you swipe to get back. You get back to, you got the font size. You can change your font size, adjust the brightness, which again, I already showed that. 1 through 5. Let me put it back on. Let me put it on 4 because it's a little bright for that. So you got the font size. You got always on screen. So your always on screen is something. You got screen timeout. You only got 15 seconds is the most. And then it goes to your always on screen. But there are some apps, and I haven't tried the app. I tried it on my other watch. It did run the battery down crazy, but it keeps the screen on, the regular watch screen on bright for more than whatever. Like there was indefinite, and then there was, and you definitely gonna mess with the screen as far as you might cause burn-in, and you're definitely gonna mess with the battery with that app. But again, that's where you get a lot of apps, you get a lot of things going on, you get a lot of customization. Watch face. This is for the regular watch faces. I don't use the regular watch faces, but they do. Let me just show you. We can change watch faces. So these are the regular watch faces that come with it. Again, I don't use those because they are pretty plain. You have a few like this one that I like. It's pretty bright. Again, let me put adaptive back on because, yeah, let me put adaptive brightness on because it's under these lights. You can't see it. Again, you got that one. You got this. That's Facer, actually. But these are the ones that come with it. And you can download more. See, you hit that. Then it takes you to like a store and you can download. And you can buy more. You can go and buy more watches. But Facer has a lot of free watches. And you can buy watches that are watch faces that are great. So let's move it along. So there you got, and I love that you have the go down. You got you can go right to airplane mode. You can hit pay, Google Pay. Once it's set up, I never set it up on here, but it is set up on my phone, so I can set it up. And also you can put Google Pay on this button. And if you use Google Pay a lot, just hit that button and it'll come up. Then you, boop. I know a lot of stores are stopping. I don't know why they're stopping. I know mine has stopped working. I know Walmart's been blocking them a little bit because they got their own little Walmart Pay, I guess. I don't know. But you got do not disturb. You got, what else is on there? Vibrate or sound on. Well, that's to find your phone right here. So you have that too. Just push that and then it'll ring your phone. You have accessibility, which is, so you can, if somebody has some type of disability, you have a lot of things, text to speech, you have magnification, talk back, and power buttons, calls, just to be accommodating for people who have different needs, which is great to see. Display, sound, again, you can change ringtones. You got the media volume. It doesn't sound bad, but it's a. You have 16
new voice messages and 1 saved message. New message.
You have gestures. You got tilt the wake, which when you touch the wake, let me leave that on. You got for navigation. You got wrist gestures. Launch tutorial, so you can tutorial about wrist gestures because you have different gestures that you can do to control the watch. I think that's cool. I just do the good old finger. Positive is I've had a lot of stuff on my fingers. I haven't had this outside. It does not pick up fingerprints easy like my phone. So that's a super plus. General, got just different things, unread dot. Basically, if you own an Android phone, you're going to know how to navigate this system. Storage shows you app, your data size, all your app, your play services, just everything, how much it is or how much it's taken up. So then you push this button, you can get to your apps. All your apps are on here. Tic has their own fitness stuff, your Tic Health, and there's a lot of good stuff in here. I will say, enable it, but there is a lot of good stuff in here. You can you got everything going on. It's almost like Google Health, but it just has a lot of their own stuff. You got the Tic Pulse, Tic Breathing, helps you breathe. You can do Tic Oxygen, you can feel your oxygen level. It has sensors for all that. Hearing, it'll test your hearing. It's a lot going on. But then you can have Google Fit as well. Like, it doesn't matter. You can use Google Fit or that. You even gotta wash your hands. So you just hit that, and it has you washing your hands for 40 seconds, so you don't skimp out, especially these days. Well, you should always probably did that. Cardiogram app and Fit workout. I touched on the Google Assistant a little bit before, but you hold this and you can see it's really good. Like, let me tell it something that's good to hear. Turn off reviews. See, my review station went off. Turn on reviews. Oh wait, I gotta hit the. So then you gotta hit it again. Turn on reviews. No like. Stuff like that. It's little stuff like that. I'll show you my collection. Turn on collection lights. Turns on my collection. Kitchen, my garage, opens my garage. And the good thing is it's on Google Assistant. So like with opening my garage, I can't do it by mistake because it'll ask me for a code. Or it won't even ask you. It'll just wait. And then you got to give them your code. And then it'll open your garage. It'll close garage automatically as soon as you say it. I just think that's so dope. I mean, the Google Assistant can do it too, but you don't have to pull your phone out. You don't have to do any of that. So that's a great feature. Here's some of, make sure I ain't showing anything off. So you got Reddit, I got new voicemail. So that clears on your phone too, so be careful. But then you have your cards on the side. And this is your assistant. I think you got different things over here, like flip a coin, your events. But then your cards are over here. You can see how many steps. And this is all customizable. You can add cards or change cards. You got the calendar. Got the tracking my heart. After 15 seconds, it'll go to the always on screen. And one thing I like about Facer, and it gets dark, but there's different screens for different watch faces. Like this one is just the watch face darkened, checking the time face. And then when it goes to always on and it cuts off, it'll dim. You'll see it dim, and then it goes to the always on. Now this is the always on. So it's different. Different faces have different things. And in Facer, also the app on the phone, you can check what it looks like when it goes to the dim mode. So I think that's a wonderful thing. I went through most of the stuff that you should know. I know you can be in the comments and ask me anything. If I know it, I will let you know. But again, I highly recommend this watch. This is a great smartwatch. It compares to my Huawei watch, which is what I wanted. And actually the battery is better than my Huawei watch. So it may be better than it. But I mean, as far as the Huawei watch, I love that watch and I still do. But it was Huawei. So they cut all the services. Once they banned Huawei, they cut all the services and it was hardly working with anything that I had on my phone, and it just was a mess. So I was looking for a new watch that was comparable, and I'm very, very, very happy with this. And I'm happy with the battery life even more. So if you're looking for a smartwatch, I would definitely pick this one up. Use my link to get it if you so desire. I will also have a link to this, which is a charger. I forget how much this is, but it wasn't expensive. Yeah, if you like this review, just let me know. If you did, by giving me a thumbs up or whatever, or let me know in the comments or asking me questions. Everything is fair game. And I will get up with you guys in another video.
Life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want.